This is exactly right.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's SimpliSafe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. SimpliSafe is changing that.
SimpliSafe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having SimpliSafe around.
There's a whole staff at SimpliSafe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplisafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Goodbye.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong.
Right now, you can get great deals on Hyundai's most popular models,
including the adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid and the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid.
Plus, there's the bold and stylish Elantra loaded with the latest tech.
Or go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or the Ioniq 9.
So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a deal you'll love during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye.
And welcome to my favorite murder.
The professional version of our podcast.
It's the one you've been waiting for. It's the good one.
You know, it's the NPR version where we're journalists, professionals.
Oh, we're did you say depressional?
Oh my God. No. That's amazing.
Hi, spinoff. What's up?
We're professionals, depressionals.
Time for the depressionals. Do you have to go into the office and you're super chemically bummed about it? We understand.
Are you wearing the same sweatpants for the past 2 weeks? We get it. We're depressionals.
Feeling hopeless, but typing? The Depressionals. Our new sitcom on Quibi next month. Poor Quibi. No one will let Quibi.
I know.
No, everyone's bullying Quibi on the playground.
I know. I mean, really, Chrissy Teigen as a judge, I'm like kind of totally down for it.
There's no problem with it. It's just, it doesn't. I think it's reductive to pretend that people want to be staring at their phones all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what any of us want. It's just a full-on addiction. It's like if they came out with designer syringes. We, as the addicts, don't want that. We're now doing this because we can't go anywhere else.
We're not trying to up our heroin game.
No.
And like make it a luxury heroin game.
No, I want something to look away from the phone for. That's like, my dream.
These days, watching TV is an escape from your phone. It's like not anymore a negative thing.
This is a little hell machine that we have to stare at in case someone's a-coming, but we don't want to.
No. I'm having a hard time just with the little bit a lot of it I am lately on my phone.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of input and not a lot of positive. I mean, God, you have to look for it.
Every day is negative. Every day is a new negative.
Here's a pause that I'll give you because my sister texted this to me yesterday and I thought you'd enjoy it. It's an interview with Bill Gates, and the person asks, what are the skills today's students need to know to thrive in the world of 2030 and 2040? And Bill Gates said, for the curious learner, these are the best of times because your ability to constantly refresh your knowledge with either podcasts or lectures that are online is better than ever. Woo woo! Do you think Bill Gates is a murderino?
That's basically him saying he's a murderino. Oh, this is my favorite murder. The podcast. Did we already say that? That's Karen Kilgariff.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
Hi.
You definitely didn't say that part.
Probably not.
Hi.
How are you? What's going on?
Let me think. It's been a stressful week. But lots of kind of conversations with my therapist that are like, you know, I'm on a boat and the boat is on high seas, but that doesn't mean it's going to be wavy forever. It's just how it is now.
These are the tide pools of your life. And right now you're in the tide pool with like really angry fish.
These really angry small fish.
What were they called? Parrotfish?
Those parrotfish with the teeth?
Yeah.
That are dicks?
But someday it's going to all be starfish and fucking those dick slugs.
Dicks. There's gonna be bit whales winking at you out of the corner of their eye because that's the only way they can look at you because they're so giant.
It's gonna be
helping at all.
Great. My therapist gave me homework last week, which I usually am like, goodbye.
You're great. Like, I can't fucking do this.
What are you talking? We've talked about I feel like I have a learning disability undiagnosed, and yet you give me algebra?
She's like, you know what you need to do? You need to find X. You need to find the value of X.
You're the value of X, Georgia, all along. But it actually did end up being good. So yeah, thank God for therapy during this horrible, horrible time.
Would you have to give us a general idea? Do you have to write something in a notebook? Did you have to I
had to make a list of shoulds that I feel like I have, I should be this place in my life and I should be this happy all the time. And I should be more cool, but also feminine and all my shoulds. You know what I mean? I should know if I want a baby or not. Those things.
All bullshit.
It was what was the dog from The Simpsons?
Oh yeah.
The skate dog?
Poochie.
Yeah.
Of course you know. Poochie the rapping.
Poochie, that's right.
Yeah. But also feminine. I don't know.
But feminine. Like Poochie, but feminine.
Yeah. But then she said, the next week after I read it to her, she was like, okay, now look at this list. Would you tell any of your friends that they should have all these things done already too? And I'd be like, no.
Yeah. That's very effective when you go it sounds fine to say that to me, but of course I would never say that to anybody else.
No, I like my friends messy.
Yeah. Well, and also it's no, I bet you people have 3 babies and don't know if they should be having babies. I don't think the baby thing ever feels I'm sure there's some people who are like, I knew it since I was dangerously young, but I don't know. I think it's all scary. How could anyone feel 100% about anything, especially these days? Fuck, man. Did you just slap someone?
No, I threw my pen down. What if I slapped Mimi?
It sounded like a good face slap right there.
Remember the guy in the beginning? Remember all the Zoom mess ups in the beginning of these times when people just kept fucking up on Zoom and one guy threw a cat? His cat. It was not just that cat. It was his cat.
His own cat. It wasn't just a stray cat. It was a cat he was supposed to love. Did you see the one where the little girl was arranging the bookshelf behind her mom while she was on the BBC News?
No, that's adorable.
It was almost like that family was like, how can we try to beat this super cute little girl that walks in while her dad's talking?
Oh.
And this little girl came in and started moving books on this top shelf, kind of in the back of the room while the mom was clearly talking about, I can't listen to news clips anymore. I can't risk hearing the things that then will rattle in my brain. So I don't listen to the audio of anything. So that woman could have been talking about any number of things.
Yeah.
She could have been how to train your children to reorganize your bookshelves.
You got to assume whatever it is, it's not that. I think that'd be a good assumption.
She's like, I got this one trained in 3 weeks.
Watch her go.
Need some pirate's booty and a little bit of focus.
Let's see here. Oh, I wanted to. So a couple weeks ago, when we had our episode called "The Seasons of in the Abyss" or whatever, right
Yeah.
after we posted that, fucking Slayer, someone from Slayer, a lovely person named Emma, reached out to us
Yeah.
and was like, do you guys want Slayer swag? I listen to the podcast.
Because I think she's with the management team
Yes.
of Slayer.
And
Is that right?
Yes. So Emma,
Yeah.
thank you for sending us fucking Slayer. And even Vince got some. It was like
Yes.
our birthday.
So Jay on the Friday staff Zoom meeting was like, oh, someone named Emma from Slayer's management company reached out and asked if we wanted swag. And everyone's like, yeah! It was company wide.
Even Jay, who's like a fucking deadhead, I was like,
Yes.
are you sure Slayer's going to fit in with your like, because he's got a lot of Grateful Dead stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like,
And
nope,
he's
I
like,
fucking love it. It's
bring it.
totally. Slayer crosses all divides for the
Slayer
depressionals.
is the band, the boy who drove the van, who wouldn't make eye contact and later you realize it's because he was baked out of his mind. That's the shirt he was wearing. Who doesn't love that?
Let's see. Oh, I also want to. We have a new Phoebe friend of the podcast. You know how we collect Phoebes? Phoebe
What, sorry?
Judge, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh.
There's another Phoebe.
Would those two women declare themselves friends of the podcast or
Well,
are we claiming them?
We're claiming them.
We're demanding that.
They
All right.
might have mentioned us or been mentioned near us in an article once somewhere someday. And
I
so,
know. I think we make Phoebe Judge our
yeah.
friend. I
Phoebe
don't know if
Judge,
she's
I made
into
up. She doesn't know.
it. You just wanted the Phoebe to be in there. All right. Who's our third Phoebe
So
of this
Phoebe Bridgers.
real talented gal? She's like on the charts.
But
She's
she
like a
listened.
big
She
deal.
said she listened to us when she was making her last album, Punisher.
Yes, I fucking read this to you.
Oh,
This is every conversation I have with my sister. I told you this 2 weeks ago.
oh.
She is.
I'm
a real
sorry.
talented gal, though.
I've been in the not paying attention, forgetting things tide pool of my life.
Hey, that's a tough one. That can be a real, there's a real undercurrent in that tide pool. Yeah, because it was an article that was in Pitchfork, I believe. And our logo was in the image
Yes.
of all the things. Yeah.
You're like, yeah. Okay.
I've met her before.
yeah?
Was
How'd
on,
you meet
she
her,
was
Steven?
she was on a podcast that I used to record with Moon Zappa, and she was a guest on it.
yeah.
And she so good and played a song, and I saw her open for Conor Oberst, and it was amazing.
Yeah, she opened for someone else huge recently. It was the 1975.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. She's a big deal.
Well, I'm the last to know everything. No, she's great.
She's a real talented gal. One more Phoebe to the pile. I bet you there's more out there
There's
that we
gotta
could
be.
get. Keep your eye peeled.
Did you see that thing? You know how we said like enough with the Mackenzies and the Brooklyns and there was one other name, Mackenzie, Brooklyn, and Madison.
Yeah.
And then some gal tagged us in her Twitter, and it was herself and her two sisters, and their names were Mackenzie, Madison, and Brooklyn. Swear to God.
And it was an I feel attacked.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't
message.
listen to you anymore. Fuck off.
How dare you? Hi, Mackenzie, Madison, and Brooklyn.
Sorry. Okay, let's do merch corner real quick.
Do it. Yeah. 'Cause there's some good stuff.
Yeah, we have we're finally updating our merch page. It's at myfavoritemurder.com, the store, and we have a puzzle, which
We have a puzzle.
are you so happy? Honestly, it looks way too hard for me.
What I love is people are already sending, because I don't think we've talked actually on the current podcast about the puzzle. Have we plugged it yet?
I think we mentioned it.
So people are now sending pictures of them starting it or doing it.
Right.
Which is my favorite. And somebody sent a picture saying this thing's going to be hard. And
Yeah.
then I was so excited because it is not easy.
It's not it's not for babies.
No, this is an advanced professional puzzle. And I'm proud, and all my dreams are coming true. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, America.
It's all about America and Phoebe's, and the depressionals have made it real and happen.
Yeah.
It looks hard. I don't want to do it.
No, you don't have to. You don't.
But
Let others do it for you.
no, it's exciting. It's so exciting though. But I guess for me, we have koozies of that really cool thumbprint design that I love too. So that's I'll take the koozies. You take the puzzles.
Yes. Well, also I like the puzzle because it shows a map of the United States that then has icons that show every city where we've done it's like a bunch of the murders that we've covered.
Right.
So
like
it's
little
a little
like
bit of
drawings and stuff that have to like a this and a that.
It's a little yearbook. It's a little 3-4 yearbook of all the things we've done so far. It's very kind of fun and, of course, about us. So that's exciting.
The puzzle, of course, was made by Jade Young, who did our merch, like the really cool poster for our UK tour. Super talented and obviously a puzzle freak because it's super hard.
I mean, she didn't hand cut the pieces or anything, but yes, she designed this puzzle.
Yes.
She designed the heck out of it and she did it really fast. So
she did great.
Awesome. Thank you, Jade, for enabling us to have our own puzzle.
You're our enabler. Go to myfavoritemurder.com to the store. Yeah.
And get our puzzle for your lake house. You know it needs it. Also, now we have Murdering of Sweat Pants and sweat, what do they call them? Lounging
They want to
suits?
call them a lounging or a jogging set, but that's fucking
Okay.
sweat outfit.
It's a sweatsuit for those who aren't that into sweating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Should we do Exactly Right news highlight corner while we're here?
Do it all. Read off that.
Do you want me to do it? Okay.
Sure. I'll be here with you.
What do you mean? What paper? This is off the cuff. You know how
I memorized this monologue last night.
So Murder Squad this week they are doing the recent case of specialist Vanessa Guillen, which is a really, I mean, we've been following this on our own, horrifying case out of Fort Hood, the U.S. Army base. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Condolences to her family and friends. So Billy and Paul are looking into that.
And other unknown causes of death cases there, which is very interesting and I can't wait to hear that.
That's right. Bananas has Arden Mirren on, who's a really funny comedian. This podcast will kill you. Aaron and Aaron are covering radiation. I mean, the best. Who doesn't fucking love radiation?
It's so good. Also, the Percast. This is so beautiful, Stephen.
Stephen,
you guys, they're covering the story of Elijah McClain, who was a young black man who used to volunteer his free time playing the violin for local shelter cats, and he was murdered by police in 2019. You've seen his face and the calls for his case to be solved, and so Stephen and Sarah are raising money to help that cause.
Yeah, we're essentially just wanting to shed a little bit more light on the case because there's so many cases. And so we just wanted to take an opportunity to step back, talk about it, and, encourage people to donate to the family's GoFundMe. And that's, simple, but I think it was important to tell his story because he was such a sweet person.
That's so beautiful. He was a cat lover like you guys, and I love that direction you're going, and that's so beautiful.
Because you're right. It's all of these unsolved or these cases of violence or whatever are coming to the fore, and it's just lovely that people are taking the time to kind of focus on them and help people focus in specific ways. I think it's really good. Are you guys still doing the fundraising thing?
Yeah, the fundraising just started basically today. So essentially, if you go listen to the episode, there's more details. But if you donate to the family's GoFundMe and, show that you donated, you basically get entered into a random drawing where you can win a copy of Stay Sexy, Don't Get Murdered, signed, and just some other Percast stuff and everything. And, it's not an incentive to donate, but it's more of a thank you, for us, for our listeners to, just give back a little bit, that's
beautiful,
lovely.
Stephen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you and Sarah for doing that. Oh. And I love keeping the attention on this, and that the police who murdered him need to be brought to justice. It's really important. Yeah. And then The Fall Line, always doing incredible work. Their new series starts this week. It's about the Atlanta Ripper.
Amazing.
Really important. And then I Said No Gifts with Bridger Weiniger is our friend of the podcast, Karen Kilgariff.
What? I think my gift might be the best one he's been given so far. Check it out. You tell me what you think. I think I won the gift competition. It's not a competition.
It wasn't until you showed up. That's for sure.
Hey, now it's on.
That's right. That's a good one.
We've got there's a nice lineup on Exactly Right this week. Lots of entertainment, all different kinds. What do you need?
Lots more to come. We're working on it.
Oh, so much to come.
Yeah.
Gonna be so exciting. Are you watching anything right now?
Well, we both talked about, so we're obviously watching I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Right.
With friend of the podcast, Karen Kilgariff, making
Karen Phoebe Kilgariff. Yes.
She's such a Phoebe. Can we make Phoebe be the like positive? You know how everyone's saying Karen's the negative? How about Phoebe is like the friend?
For a second, I honestly thought you meant Phoebe from Friends. And I was just like, okay, yes, I'm liking this. Because Phoebe, remember when we met her at that party?
Yes, I was going to say that. We saw and met her at a party.
She was so nice.
So nice.
And so, like just standing by where people were getting drinks and somebody, we were talking to another person and then she just basically said, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, Lisa Kudrow. Lisa Kudrow comes up to our stupid conversation. It's just, then it was you and me in a corner.
Just us talking about each other to ourselves.
And fucking Lisa Kudrow walks up to our other Phoebe. So we have so many Phoebes.
That's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I went to because she was like kind of bent over. She's
what
like,
are you guys
what are you talking about? I'll always love her for that. And then she and I chatted for like 3 minutes kind of about it's just like that thing where everyone, you have to remember this for people who hate going to parties and we will go again someday.
Oh.
And if you're going now, truly go fuck yourself for real. You're killing people.
Don't go to parties.
I mean, parties? Are you a fucking child? Like, please.
No.
Please. Anyway. Well, you have to remember when no one wants to go to a party, everyone feels like they're the one that doesn't belong, no matter who you are, what you are, whatever. But if you're the kind of person that can just be like, hey, what are you talking about? People will always be like, I'll tell you anything I'm talking about because that's such a brave, fun, vulnerable thing that you just did. Yes, of course, on top of that, you're Phoebe from Friends and everyone loves you.
Yeah.
But still, it's such a great move to make.
I mean,
you're opening yourself up.
Right. You have to keep in mind that there's someone at that party who's more uncomfortable than you are. So chances of you going up to someone and being like, hi, and being open and like vulnerable, you're going to make someone have a better time.
Yes.
Than
and
they would
if
have.
they do some weird snobby 90s thing where like they make a face at you,
90s.
Then
Fuck them.
you're allowed to slowly touch their face.
Not yet. Not right now. Not in this climate, but
I'm just saying
in the future,
because it's not assault. If you just weirdly rub your palm, your kind of salty palm right down their face.
Or
and then walk
the back
away.
of your hand, like the back of your fingers, like slowly down the side of their face.
Like you're a strange Lothario walking through the party trying to seduce people.
Then that's on them that their face just got touched.
If you're bored during quarantine, there's no reason you can't make up fights to have when we're all out of quarantine. Make them up, practice them, go over them a time or two.
These are the tide pools of your life, and sometimes you're in the imaginary future fight tide pool. I'm going to stick with the stupid tide pool metaphor.
Well, it's very visual. I'm seeing... Oh, you don't want to? I like it.
Can I keep going? Okay. I just
kind of violent starfish and really scratchy rocks.
Violent Starfish is our band, the backup band for Phoebe Bridgers. Us is now Violent Starfish.
The Violent Starfish. 1, 2, 3, 4. The titles of your life. The titles of your life. I just want to say this, and I'm almost positive I've told this story on this very podcast before. When I was with Bananas boy Scotty Landis, actually, when this happened. I spotted Colin Farrell, I'm not kidding, from probably 80 yards away. I could feel him coming toward me. It was magical, but one-sided. And then I was like, had the full wave of like, oh my fucking God, it's Colin Farrell. And I turned to Scotty and I'm like, it's good. And he was already nodding very tiny at me. Just like,
Scotty's Scotty's the most incognito person I've ever met. So he'll not give away your bullshit.
No.
He'll keep it like a secret.
He didn't even turn his head. He was just like, saw it already.
You know that? So did I tell you I saw Keanu Reeves at the the mall on the corner of La Cienega,
The Bev Center?
the Bev Center, in like 98 at the like height of my cuteness. You know what I mean? Like it's all been downhill since then. But we passed each other on the escalator going up and down. And I swear to God, he gave me sexy eyes.
Yes, he did.
Little 18-year-old.
Sure, with your little choker and your bangs and your barrettes.
God, he was it was a dream. He was so...
How long was his hair?
It was like...
At the time.
It was like early Matrix. So it was like long short, you know, like flowy.
Floppy on top, but then short. Yes.
He was so gorgeous. I'm sure he was like, I'm gonna ruin the next 5 years of this girl's life by like giving me sexy eyes. That's just like, okay.
Okay, see you later. I'll be up at Sephora if you need me.
There was no Sephora. It was 98.
Pre-Sephora.
It was a Wet Seal. I'm gonna be at Wet Seal.
You'll be like, I'm going to be in the Macy's Estee Lauder section. That's how backwards this society is. That I have to buy makeup that doesn't match my skin. Right. Where is Mac? Okay, here's something just to while we're here.
Okay.
Because I just had this thought. When Mac makeup came out,
I remember. Yeah.
This came to me. It was 1990 or 1991. Mm-hmm. I lived in San Francisco. My roommate, Christy Ward, who was also my roommate in Sacramento, she was there for me the good times, but mostly for the bad times. And Christy, she was very hip and she was very into knowing all the new stuff. Thank God for her. Mm-hmm. She fucking was like, I was at Stonestown today and I signed us up for this thing and it was a Mac tutorial that weekend. And it wasn't like out on the floor. We were in a separate like conference room and the person, I think either who started Mac or was like one of the main early people was there and like, this is Studio Fix and like showed us this makeup that was not liquid makeup that covered all of my zits and all of my ruddy skin, but like in 5 pats and I will never forget that day. I was like, and the Spice lip liner, it was like the 90s kicked off.
They were like the first people that were like, oh, you live in Sacramento? Doesn't matter. You can look like a fucking candy raver and like club kid from New York, even though you live in Sacramento. And like, here's how it goes. And you're like, shit, I live in Sacramento, but I can look like a fucking candy raver.
Here I am with my super powdery face, very brown lipstick for no reason.
Yes.
And a very dark brow. Yeah. And here we go. Let's get into it. I just think that was it was a pivotal moment. Mac makeup was the reason. Christy Ward made it happen.
Now, do we have a photo we can put on the Instagram of the episode? I think I have one of a Raver Day Candy Georgia I can post. Do you have a Candy Karen?
Yes, but see, my look was never anything like that because I'm older.
But so you had the skin of like a girl who had on a lot, like the skin.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get that to
And
Steven.
lots of lipstick. Okay.
Even though it's Wednesday night right now and Steven has been working all fucking day and he's exhausted. Steven, will you make sure that we get these fucking photos that are probably in our basements and give them to
Steven, if you could come over and look through my basement and I'm going to stay upstairs wearing a mask.
Please wear a mask the whole time.
Please wear 2 masks.
Be responsible. Yeah. Well, you shared the Sacramento photo with I think it was your friend and your roommate.
That's right. Yes.
During those live shows, which was really
that's
great.
True. People love that stuff. Patty Riley, that was a Patty Riley special. She listens to every episode.
Patty.
Hi, Patty. Oh, and also she's the one that had the Nick Terry shirt and got stopped on the street in San Francisco by another murderer, who freaked out, was like, how did you get that shirt? And she was like, they're online. I keep seeing on TV things happening and then just going, the old days. And it was fucking 4 months ago.
Or like, would you see on TV people like sitting near each other and being like, be careful, don't touch each other. And you're like, no, that's not real. It's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Stay home, everyone. If you can, wear masks no matter what. It's not political.
We're at such a strange time This is such a historically significant time. There's so many things kind of coming to a head all at the same time. We're probably yelling. We're preaching to the choir right now. I like to think.
Yeah.
We're yelling at people that actually are wearing masks in their own homes alone. All their pets have masks on. They're like, please stop yelling at us. We couldn't be more worried. But, just in case there's some people on the edge or they're like, well, look, I just need to go to this party or whatever. It's like, there's much more to it than just you. God for fucking bid, you consider that every once in a while.
We know. We're the Depressionists.
We're the Depressionists who are also narcissists.
We're original partiers. Like, all we want to do is go to a Target and a party.
We do our best work at parties. We met at parties. We destroy parties. We left so many parties early.
Oh, that's so right. All right.
Remember? There's some party. It was like a birthday party, and you and I were like literally texting the whole time, like, "Are you going seriously? Because I'm going to go, but I'm going to be mad if you're not there." Blah blah blah. And we got there, stood in the living room, and I was like, "I gotta leave."
Was it your party? It could have been your party.
What, like at a bar? Was it one of those bar parties?
Maybe.
Where it's just like, you know what? I'm just too old to be doing this.
Yeah.
I can't stand around with the
I
kids
just love
anymore.
that about you have your close friends who are like, yeah, okay, goodbye. Like, or they don't judge you for it. And not like,
No.
I didn't see you at the party.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. But now, man, I'd kill for a party.
Oh, to be in a fucking dank, sticky bar
Please.
with a bunch of fucking arrogant comedians who just like want to talk shit on other more successful comedians and like,
Please. Mother's milk. What a dream. I'd love nothing more.
isn't this podcast about murder?
Babe,
Babe,
I guess
you said this
Jesus
podcast was about
Christ.
murder.
Here's what I think we should start looking forward to is how this podcast is going to begin to meld and merge out of a true crime podcast and into us tracking our own mental decline.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Yeah. What if I just stopped taking all of my meds today?
What if I start taking all of your meds? Med switch. We don't recommend it.
What
but
happened?
We're gonna do
We
it.
switched Karen Kilgariff's non-medication for Georgia Hardstark's medication. And then you're like, is this Folgers? And you're like, what are you talking about? That's not coffee. You're drinking fucking pond water. It's not coffee.
No, it's not pond water. It's my tide pool water of insanity. I have to.
These are the tide pools of your life. God help me. Who's first?
Okay. It's me, right, Stephen?
Shit, I didn't look it up.
Oh,
Why don't you
I'm
care?
off this week too.
what are you on my meds?
Yeah. Because it was a live episode.
Yeah.
Karen is first. Yeah. She's on it.
Guys.
Also, I wanted to mention that I saw Scotty Landis at a Shania Twain concert. We ran into each other. This was like 2 years ago.
That nerd. Not you. It's fine.
It's so perfect. Was he wearing a cowboy hat?
No, he wasn't. I should
Was
have
he
said
with
yes
a
for the
girl
story.
wearing a cowboy hat?
Was he wearing a
think so.
Shania Twain shirt?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
like a Shania Twain belly shirt? I swear to God, if you haven't listened to Bananas, those are two friends you're going to be excited to have met. Kurt and
Totally.
Scotty. Good people.
Love them.
If you're always on the lookout for a great audiobook or just want help figuring out what to listen to next, there's a podcast you should know about.
It's called Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audio Book Club, hosted by Cal Penn.
Each episode takes a closer look at some of the most talked about new audiobooks on Audible, spanning a wide range of genres from sci-fi and literary fiction to rom-coms, thrillers, and comedy.
Cal is joined by guests who dig into what these stories are about, what makes them stand out as audiobooks, and why they're connecting with listeners right now.
If you're looking for your next listen, this is a great place to start.
Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audiobook Club on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye. The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why they're Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye.
Georgia, this week I'm going to do the Grim Sleeper.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Damn,
Yes, I am.
Karen.
It's
coming
been
in
so
with
long.
a fucking heavy hitter.
Why not, right? But the thing I will say again, which is what I've said before, if you haven't seen Nick Broomfield's documentary, Tales of the Grim Sleeper, it's absolutely, for any true crime fan, it's such required viewing, because it tells the story of this serial killer that was in basically South Central Los Angeles for 30 years. And it's told by the people who live there. It's told by his neighbors. It's told by the local activists that were the first ones to get out there and say, what the fuck is going on? It's told by the people who lived it every day. And it's such a direct, it's such a beautiful way of doing that, basically letting the people who it happened to and it happened around tell the story.
Right.
And there's no filter. It's really cool. And you meet these amazing characters that literally Nick Broomfield just walks around like different neighborhoods in South Central and introduces himself to people and lets them tell him the story.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it's how it should be done.
I love that.
But for now, I'll tell it this way. And the sources, so of course, it's Tales of the Grim Sleeper, which is an amazing documentary by Nick Broomfield. Also, articles from the LA Times and the LA Sentinel. There's a couple articles from BuzzFeed that were written by a writer named Claudia Corner. And then there's information that I got from this 2008 LA Weekly article by a writer named Christine Pelisek. That's amazing, and I'll talk about it later. Very cool LA Weekly moment. You know, from growing up here, the LA Weekly used to be this kind of stalwart local free paper that did amazing coverage on really big, important things. They were in our book, I talk about how the LA Weekly are the ones that did the kind of like the cover story on Scientology, and the Scientology, maybe I took this part out, but the Scientologists came around and took all the free papers and threw them away so no one could read their expose on the church. And this was in like the 90s, when the church was kind of growing in popularity. And it used to be, the LA Weekly used to be this amazing independent newspaper. It got bought.
I feel like every town had this great alternative newspaper in the 90s where you could find out about cool artists and cool things happening and bad things happening and shows, and it doesn't exist anymore, which is such
escorts in the back and the green pages.
That's right. Party in the front. It's a real bummer.
It's really good stories in the front, and then you could get, if you wanted a little company that night. Okay, so let's start. It starts November 19th, 1988. It doesn't start here, but this is where we're going to get in.
Okay.
Because that's the night that 30-year-old Anitra Washington is walking down the street in South Central LA on her way to her friend's house. They're going to meet up, get ready, and go to a party together. Again, don't you miss it. So as she's walking, this orange Ford Pinto with racing stripes, fancy rims, and high-end tires pulls up alongside her. So Anitra later will remember that the car looked like, she told someone it looked like a Hot Wheels toy.
Oh.
The driver's talking to her through the roll down passenger window. He asks her where she's going, what she's doing. He tells her he can give her a ride. She just says back to him, you can't just, quote, holler at me through car windows. You have to get out and talk to me. So he does. He parks the car and hops out and again offers her a ride. She remembers, she said he is a short black man, probably in his 40s, and that he looked very clean cut, almost geeky. And so again, he offers her a ride and he's being very insistent. And when she says no, he fires back and says, "That's what's wrong with you black women. People can't be nice to you." And when she hears this, it makes her feel really bad. So that manipulation works on her and she gets into the car.
Oh, man.
Because she's like, I'm being too, he gets her, he knows how to manipulate. So he gets her kind of where she lives. So she's in the car. But once he starts driving, she realizes he's not going in the direction where she said her friend lived. He explains he has to stop at his uncle's house to pick up money. He makes that stop. He goes into a house for a little bit, comes back out, gets back into the car. They get back on the road and they're driving again. And then she hears him say something to her, but she isn't quite sure what it is. So she turns toward him to hear it better. And suddenly everything goes quiet. And then that's when she notices that somehow she's bleeding from the chest. So she panics. She reaches for the car door. He stops her saying, "Don't touch that door or I'll shoot you again." And that's when she realizes that she has been shot in the chest.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So she's obviously in shock and like the whole thing processed in the weirdest way.
Yeah.
So she then asks, "Why did you shoot me?" He said, because she was disrespecting him. When she tries to say, "I don't even know you," he talks over her and is just blathering, rambling incoherently. At one point, he calls her a different woman's name. Then she blacks out. And when she comes to, he's on top of her and as she drifts in and out of consciousness, he's raping her. And at one point when she comes to, she sees the flash of a camera and she realizes he's taking her picture.
Oh, God.
Yeah. She has no idea how much time passes, but at some point he starts driving again. So she like kind of comes back to consciousness a little bit and she reaches for the door handle again. And this time he lets her open the door. And when the door opens, he pushes her out of the moving car. And so she's on the street. He basically leaves her for dead on the street. So she's laying there in the street. And then this voice in her head says, "You have to get up. You have to get up." So she basically manages to crawl over to the curb and slowly push herself up using the parked cars around her. And when she finally gets to like a slightly standing position, she realizes she is on the street where her friend lives. So she looks around. Just by
coincidence?
Well, I think he quote unquote dropped her off where she said she needed to go.
Oh, God.
So but then she's like, oh, so she walks to her friend's house. She makes it all the way there with having been shot in the chest. She gets there, gets up onto the porch, knocks on the front door. No one's home. So she's like, she turns around and realizes, okay, now the street is empty. I'm going to have to walk down to the main street and flag down help down on the main street, like, half a block away. So she starts down. She's like, I'm going to make it. I'm getting, she starts walking down off this porch and a car pulls up. It's her friend and her friend's husband. They finally came home. So, because she hadn't shown up. So her friend gets out of the car, is like, "We were waiting for you. What's going on?" And she's kind of like almost yelling at her for being late.
Yeah.
And she comes up on Anitra and realizes all of her clothes are covered in blood. Her friend starts screaming. She's like hysterical and they call 911. An ambulance comes, takes Anitra to the hospital. She's immediately taken into surgery and she ends up in the hospital for the next 3 weeks, but her life is saved. And after about a year of like procedures and treatments and physical therapy, Anitra makes a miraculous recovery.
A year
after a year. I mean, she got shot point blank in a car.
Yeah.
It's an amazing that she lived at all.
Yeah.
And that after that happening to her, clearly fully in shock, she got herself like to this front porch. It's insane.
It's incredible.
So it's a year later, it's 1989. And she's outside of her house in Inglewood and a man walks up to her and asks her if she knows him. And she says, "Am I supposed to?" And he doesn't say anything. He just turns around and walks away. And as he's walking away, it slowly dawns on her The night she was shot, her purse went missing, and inside her purse was her driver's license with her current address on it. That was the man who was her attacker.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So now we have to go back to the early 80s in South Central and what is famously known as the crack cocaine epidemic that hit that part of town. And this whole thing is a story in and of itself, and it's mind-boggling and horrifying. And many people believe, and there's lots of proof to believe, that crack cocaine was introduced into these neighborhoods intentionally. It's really horrifying, and that's a different show, and I'm sure there's plenty of podcasts out there. So we'll just keep it simple. And basically by 1985, crack cocaine is a full-blown epidemic in this part of town, and addiction ravages South Central, and families are torn apart. The communities are, people, as drug dealers are fighting over their turf, addicts are committing petty theft to be able to feed their addiction.
Right.
Crime rates rise, and especially murder. So when the bodies of Black sex workers start being found around the South Central area, in alleyways, on roadsides, in parks, even in schoolyards, these deaths are written off as being either drug or gang related, or, basically they're written off as collateral damage.
Right.
So basically the crack epidemic, it becomes the perfect cover for one of Los Angeles's, what will end up being one of Los Angeles's worst serial killers ever, if not America's. So through the mid 80s, more than 20 murdered women, the bodies of more than 20 murdered women are found, but many, many more go missing. And many more murders happen. These are just the ones that basically are all connected to each other and eventually connected to this killer.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that, and Black women and especially Black sex workers were showing up dead constantly.
Right.
So among these victims is 29-year-old Deborah Jackson. Her body is found on August 10th, 1985 in an alley near West Gage Avenue in the Vermont Slauson area of South Central. She has 3 bullet wounds in her chest, and ballistics will later determine that they have come from a .25 caliber handgun at close range. Almost a year to the day later, August 12th, 1986, the body of 34-year-old Henrietta Wright is found in Hyde Park. And then just 2 days after Henrietta's body is found, on August 14th, Thomas Steele's body is found in the middle of an intersection. And they believe his death is connected to Henrietta's murder, but police never find solid evidence to actually back that up. That's just what people nearby believe and that know. Essentially, all of this is kind of feeding that idea that these Black communities are simply, quote unquote, prone to illegal or criminal activity.
Right. It's dismissed.
Right. And just all kind of piled together. Like it's the same kind of crime that's happening as the gang shootings or drug dealing, instead of clearly a series of murdered women with the exact same MO every time. And that basically gives the LAPD a free pass to turn a blind eye to these horrific murders. It's later discovered that the LAPD would classify these murders as being NHI, which is short for no humans involved, because they were women of color, because they were sex workers, because they were addicts.
They're not even human to the officers of the law who are supposed to serve and protect.
Yeah. It's unimaginable. And it's the kind of thing, again, in this documentary, and you have to watch it because there's people that speak on this, where there's this woman who is a local activist, and she's talking about that, people were talking about, well, why didn't this guy get caught, and why wasn't anything reported? And she's like, you can't, as a Black person, just walk into your local police station and say, I have something I'd like to talk to. She's like, 99% of the time, that's going to end very unpleasantly for you. People don't, that's years and years of that kind of hideous treatment that obviously they're not going to be running to the police to say we need protection because they're not getting it.
I mean, this is the epicenter of Rodney King and the riots. This is,
Which actually gets covered, and then we've talked about this in the O.J. Simpson 30 for 30.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That kind of links all this up of what was happening down here and the way this town has been segregated and the systemic racism that went into all of that. Okay. So there are leads in these cases. There are pieces of evidence that when these bodies are discovered that are running throughout each case. So for example, there's reports of a 1984 dark-colored Buick Regal, reports of a late model Plymouth station wagon, and reports of an orange-colored Ford Pinto. But if they're followed up at all, I mean, they're barely followed up. Nothing is really ever chased down. And even though they question a number of suspects, they end up the theory becomes that there's something called the Southside Slayer, which was more of like a quote evil force than it was one specific killer.
Wow.
Which that doesn't even make sense. And it's basically just kind of saying bad stuff is happening over there. And, there's not a lot we can do about it, which is totally insane.
Yeah.
So Margaret Prescott, who is a local radio host, she has a radio show called Sojourner Truth, and she's outraged. She knows that these victims, because these victims are Black women, most of whom are sex workers or struggle with addiction, that the LAPD is just blatantly neglecting their cases, and she refuses to let them get away with it anymore. So in 1986, Margaret joins forces with other local activists, and she forms the Black Coalition Fighting Back Serial Killers.
She knew. It wasn't like, it's a force. She's like, we're fighting a serial killer. Everyone fucking knows.
She said, and there's an amazing, she's in the Nick Broomfield documentary.
Right.
She's incredible. And at one point she says, in the 80s, we had a count of 90 women, but only 18 of them made it onto the books.
Holy shit.
This wasn't the story that was actually, when the story even got told at all, the numbers were reduced so much. And she was like, yeah, this is outrageous.
Yeah.
So they start printing up, flyers and handing them out in front of grocery stores. And you see there's footage from the 80s of this coalition, the Black Coalition, fighting back serial killers. They're just going around flyering and saying, did you realize these women were found dead? Did you know there was a serial killer in this neighborhood? They're just going and telling other women, you need to be aware. And they just had to do it grassroots by themselves because, of course, it wasn't on the news. Nobody was talking about it.
Yeah.
And nobody was treating it seriously. So together, the coalition hands out flyers and they inform the community about the serial killings. They demand that the police and city officials prioritize the investigations of these murders. They fight for more resources in South Central, and they fight to get the media to stop dehumanizing the victims just because of the jobs that they hold or the addictions that they have.
Yeah.
So despite the coalition's best efforts, the LAPD negligence enables this killer to continue murdering vulnerable Black women for the next 2 years. So on January 10th, 1987, the body of 23-year-old Barbara Ware is found inside a trash bag in the central Alameda area. And Barbara Ware was the third official victim that they knew. So at that point, because she also had gunshot wounds, at that point, they knew it was a serial murderer. But they didn't, and they talk about this in the documentary, they didn't tell anybody and they didn't treat it that way. Therefore, that she could have been the one. And they talk about this, like if this was some blonde girl that went to UCLA, the media would have been all over it, but nobody talked about it at all. And so those murders continued. But if it had gotten any press or any kind of traction as a story, maybe those other girls wouldn't be dead now.
Right.
But instead, it all just got swept under the rug. 4 months later, 26-year-old Bernita Sparks tells her mom she's going to go out to buy a pack of cigarettes. She never comes back. Her body is found on April 16th, 1987, and she'd been shot to death with a .25 caliber handgun. On Halloween of that same year, 26-year-old Mary Lowe says goodbye to her mother as she heads out for a Halloween party. Her body is discovered the next day, and she'd been shot to death. On January 30th, 1988, the body of 22-year-old Lucretia Jefferson is found in the Westmont area. And 7 months after that, the body of 18-year-old Alicia Monique Alexander is discovered on September 11th of 1988. And both of these young women have been shot by a .25 caliber handgun. And it's the 8th murder in 3 years with the exact same MO. So in the case of Monique Alexander's murder, eyewitnesses tell police they saw her get into an orange-colored hatchback on Normandy Avenue.
Shit.
And that's the same type and color of car that witnesses tell police Mary Lowe got into the year before. The lead is never followed up on. Monique's father, Porter Alexander, told the LA Weekly that the investigation of his daughter's death was, quote, a big mess. They didn't put forth any effort and they didn't show any aggressiveness about it. Which obviously they started a task force to work on the cases that they called the task force actually calls this series of killings the Strawberry Murders, because strawberry is slang for somebody who does sex work for drugs.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah, that's what they call, I mean, the level of just a total lack of care or respect or anything is just monstrous. So aside from determining that all 8 murders were committed with the same .25 caliber gun, nothing comes of establishing this task force. Until 1988, when the killer meets Anitra Washington, and like the 8 victims before her, the 8 known and on the book victims, we should say, she's shot with a .25 caliber handgun after getting into an orange hatchback. But because Anitra survives her attack, she's able to provide police the first eyewitness description of the killer. She tells him he's a black man who looks to be in his 30s with short hair and a geeky, clean-cut appearance. And she also describes his car in detail. It's an orange Ford Pinto with racing stripes, rims, and high-end tires. After Anitra's survival and her identification of her attacker, the murders of black women in South Central committed with a .25 caliber handgun suddenly stop. But that's not because the serial killer has stopped killing. He's just changing his MO.
Shit.
So for the next 14 years, LA undergoes some drastic changes. While drug addiction does remain a public health issue, the crack epidemic begins to subside, and crime rates begin to go down, and LA becomes the second safest city in the United States. But that has a lot to do with the intense police violence and police brutality and the tactics that they used, which again is a whole different show.
Yeah.
But essentially, the crack epidemic is waning a little bit. So because the crime rates are coming down, it's more obvious when like strings of murders happen now.
Right.
So in 2002, a 15-year-old girl named Princess Berthomew is living in foster care. And she often runs away and makes money for herself through sex work. When her foster mom reports her missing on December 21st, 2001, she is not seen again until her body is found strangled in an Inglewood alley on March 19th, 2002. A little over a year. It's so tragic. A little over a year later.
I think of all these crimes as like in the 80s and early 90s, but it's like that's so recent. And she's 15
years old. So for about 14 years between those crimes in the 80s of women just getting shot in the chest and having their bodies
away.
dumped, things calm down, and then he comes back in 2002 with this horrifying, and a 15-year-old. I mean, she's a baby.
She's a baby.
A little over a year later, a crossing guard finds the body of 35-year-old Valerie McCorvey in a Westmont alley on July 11th, 2003, and she's also been strangled. When the LAPD tests the DNA samples taken from both of these murders, they are found to match 8 cold cases from the 80s. The murders of Deborah Jackson, Henrietta Wright, Barbara Ware, Bernita Sparks, Mary Lowe, Lucretia Jefferson, Monique Alexander, and the attempted murder of Anitra Washington. So Newly appointed police chief Bill Bratton considers making a task force in 2004 to investigate these connections and these cold cases, but an unnamed colleague allegedly dissuades him from doing that. The connections and the potential leads in these murders and the proof of the existence of an active serial killer in South Central are basically ignored until 2007. It's New Year's Eve, September 31st, 2006. Laverne Peters gets a call from her 25-year-old daughter, Janisha. Laverne's babysitting Janisha's 4-year-old son at the time, and they're visiting other family members. And Janisha calls to tell her mom that she's finally got a place to live. She's really excited. She really loves the place. She feels safe there. The next day, January 1st, 2007, a homeless man who's looking through a dumpster on Western Avenue finds Janisha's body wrapped in a garbage bag and sealed with a twist tie. She had been shot with a .25 caliber handgun.
Fuck.
So despite the obvious connection, Janisha's death goes almost unnoticed. The few news stations that actually cover her death, they don't even report it correctly. They say that she was stabbed. But while the media and the LAPD failed to inform the public of the return of the .25 caliber killer, a detective named Dennis Kilcoyne finally convinces Chief Bratton to form a task force to investigate these murders. And it's dubbed the 800 Task Force, named after the conference room that the force initially gathers in at the police station.
Well, finally, it's not a fucking derogatory name. Jesus.
Yeah, for real. Ridiculous. So the 800 Task Force is made up of six officers. No outsiders are allowed, no press, no other police people that are working, just the people that are on this task force. And basically the existence of it is totally kept secret. So, but here's where the LA Weekly intrepid reporter comes in. In 2008, a reporter for the LA Weekly named Christine Pelisek learns about the existence of the 800 Task Force and begins to investigate. Christine publishes an article on August 27th, 2008, and it's the first anyone in Los Angeles reads in the general sense in the mainstream media, which is the LA Weekly, you know, the free local paper, about the fact that a serial killer has been on the loose in South Central since 1985.
I mean, it reminds me of Michelle McNamara so much.
Completely.
Right?
Well, listen, along with her thorough details on each murder, Christine also delivers a scathing critique of how poorly the LAPD and newly appointed mayor Antonio Villaraigosa has handled the entire ordeal. She writes the following. There has been no big press conference by Bratton, who recently weighed in on Lindsay Lohan's love life. The camera-loving Villaraigosa recently beseeched the public to eat nutritiously. Unlike city leaders who decried the BTK killer near Kansas City and the Green River killer who terrorized Seattle, Los Angeles' City Hall is either unaware or has kept news of California's longest operating killer under wraps, thanks to the extraordinarily poor diplomacy extended by Villaraigosa and the Villaraigosa administration and the LAPD brass to the victims' mostly working class Black families. The Weekly also was able to first inform some families this month that the murders are known to be the work of one sick man.
Holy shit. So the families didn't even know because no one even informed them.
No.
And so no one knew to look out and be careful and don't take rides from neighbors and, you know, be on the lookout. It was just not, they weren't even warned.
Nope. There was no word on it. And in fact, it's Christine herself, not the police, who coined the killer's nickname, the Grim Sleeper, because of his very abnormal 14-year hiatus.
Damn.
Okay. So now we will go to an email sent to us by a murderino. Hi, Karen, Georgia, and your cult family of pets, and Stephen. I'm a longtime listener, first-time writer. Karen, you mentioned the Grim Sleeper in the last episode, and I've been waiting for you to cover this murder. My aunt, not by blood, but by being my mom's best friend since I was a kid, and helping my mom raise my brother and I on her own, which was not easy as we were the brattiest kids in North America, is a badass female journalist who's been covering crime in Los Angeles since the Rampart police scandal of the 90s. Yes.
Oh my God.
Growing up, she was always my idol because she was funny, pretty, bought me smoothies, and would talk to me about her stories. Now we bond over murder stories because murderinos abound. In 2008, she ferociously began to hunt down stories of 9 murders of sex workers in South Central LA that had gone unsolved and cold since 1988. She discovered 2 new murders in 2002 and 2003 that had been DNA connected to the murders of the 80s. When this murderer resurfaced, LAPD wasn't paying attention or adding manpower to the case because it wasn't going to win them any political points. And my Aunt Christine Pelisek wrote a huge expose calling them out for the lack of attention paid to what appeared to be one of the worst serial killers in Los Angeles history. Christine dubbed this murderer the Grim Sleeper because of the 14 years he had seemingly spent not actively killing in Los Angeles. She pointed out that had these cases been in Westwood or Brentwood, white wealthy areas, there's no way police would have ignored a serial killer striking again. She humanized the stories of the residents of the South Central community who had their family members murdered, and she called the fuck out the mayor. She called the fuck out of the mayor. She also pointed out the need to use DNA testing on old cases. Like Michelle McNamara with the Golden State Killer, Christine's articles brought the attention to the case and put pressure on the city to do something. This led to a break in the case with DNA. I'll get to that in a second. She wrote a book about her experiences called The Grim Sleeper, The Lost Women of South Central, which was published in 2017. And they even made a cheesy, great Lifetime movie about it.
No.
I had no idea. I'm so proud of her and her work to shine a light on a community of people whose safety wasn't valued. My dad passed away last September, and when he passed, Christine told me how he'd been her editor and had seen her talent at the LA Weekly in the 1980s. I like to think about his legacy in me, so I want to brag to the world about her amazing talents. Love, Kelly Murderino Cole. Did that get you?
Yeah. Sorry.
So suddenly now, because of this article, there's real pressure to solve this case. But when the DNA samples are taken from the victims and run through the state offender and federal crime databases, there's no matches. So they turn to familial DNA testing.
Yes.
Now remember, this is 2008, 2009.
Early.
So it was still super early.
Yeah.
And familial testing is the kind where the sample has at least 16 markers matched to another sample in the database. So it's enough to implicate a close relative of a person in that database. So if there's someone with similar DNA who's already been convicted of a crime, there's a good chance that that person's relative could be a viable suspect. Now, this kind familial DNA testing is controversial. And at the time, the Attorney General was Jerry Brown for California, and he was up for re-election. So he didn't want to attract any negative attention. So he didn't do the familial DNA testing until a little bit late, till after he was elected.
Okay.
Or till after he was reelected. So eventually he does rule that familial testing can be used if other avenues have been exhausted and if the criminal presents a clear and present danger. So finally, in 2009, familial DNA testing is conducted on this cold case and they get a hit.
Yes.
A close familial match is found in a man named Christopher Franklin, who had just been convicted of a felony weapons charge the year before. And this leads police to a new suspect, Christopher's father, 57-year-old Lonnie Franklin Jr., a former garbage man for the city of Los Angeles.
Such a good cover because you can get rid of bodies so easily that way.
And he was a garbage man in the 80s when it was still this system where it was the city dumps.
Yeah.
And there was the technology was not there in any way. And he had access to basically the hugest dumping ground where no one
so how many
would
bodies
ever find someone.
How many bodies were just never found?
Well, they start following Lonnie Franklin Jr. and they realize he frequently drives along streets that are known where sex workers are known to walk. And so they need to be certain that it's him. So an undercover cop poses as a busboy at John's Incredible Pizza in Buena Park.
Fuck yeah.
It's the name. That's not my opinion. That's the name of the pizza place. And they know Lonnie Franklin Jr. is going there for a birthday party. The undercover cop takes Franklin's pizza crusts, utensils, like all the stuff that he used to eat that night, and they put it in their little evidence bag, and the investigators extract his DNA. And when forensic runs their analysis, they find a perfect match. And on July 7th, 2010, police finally arrest Lonnie Franklin Jr. When they search his home, they find the .25 caliber handgun that was used in many of those killings in the 80s.
It's just there in his house.
Yes, he still has it.
That's how cocky he is. He didn't even try to get rid of it.
Yeah, because no one had ever even didn't come up. Even more chilling than that, though, they find over 1,000 Polaroids of women, both conscious and unconscious, often nude, including the photo of Anitra Washington from the night of her attack. Basically, they have 180 photos that of missing unidentified women from that stash of photos.
Oh my God.
That they're still trying to work through to identify who the women are, because they're just missing and the bodies weren't found, or they didn't, they might be Jane Doe's somewhere. They just don't know. So after a series of delays, Lonnie Franklin Jr.'s trial finally begins in February of 2016. He pleads not guilty.
2016? Jesus.
Yeah. In her opening statement, Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman explains that survivor Anitra Washington will give testimony about her attack that will provide a blueprint to the fate of the 10 other victims who have no voice. Then Anitra takes the stand and tells the story of her attack and survival in full detail to the court. When she's asked to point out her attacker in the courtroom, she identifies Lonnie Franklin Jr. And when Beth Silverman asks her, "Are you sure?" Anitra says 100%.
Oh my God.
The prosecutor also reveals that in the 70s, Lonnie Franklin Jr. was stationed at an army base in Stuttgart, Germany, where he was dishonorably discharged for participating in the gang rape of a 17-year-old German girl.
Oh my God.
And then that girl, now a grown woman, takes the stand and testifies against Lonnie Franklin Jr.'s character. She flew in from Germany to testify.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. On May 5th, 2016, the jury finds Lonnie Franklin Jr. guilty on 10 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He's sentenced to death on August 10th, 2016, exactly 31 years after the body of Deborah Jackson was found. He is on death row at San Quentin until March 28th of this year.
No.
When he is found unresponsive in his prison cell, and Lonnie Franklin Jr., the grim sleeper, is found dead at 7:43 p.m. He was 67 years old. So while investigators were able to confirm that Lonnie Franklin Jr. did indeed murder Deborah Jackson, Henrietta Wright, Barbara Ware, Pernita Sparks, Mary Lowe, Lucretia Jefferson, Monique Alexander, Princess Bartholomew, Valerie McCorvey, and Janisha Peters, and attempted to murder Anitra Washington, they unfortunately could never confirm beyond a reasonable doubt that he murdered Thomas Steele. But it is widely believed that he did. Because of the gross negligence of the LAPD and their blatant disregard for Black lives in South Central Los Angeles, we will never know for sure how many people were murdered by Lonnie Franklin Jr. It's possible that he could have murdered as many as 100 women, if not more. In December of 2010, the LAPD released 180 Polaroids to the public in hopes that someone might be able to identify the women in them. So far, there have been no additional confirmed identified victims. And that is the story of Los Angeles serial killer, the Grim Sleeper, Lonnie Franklin Jr.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
So necessary.
Thank you, Jay Elias, for helping me with that research. He did an insanely great job, and he found that Murderino letter. That's so great.
Amazing.
It's so great. But please watch Nick Broomfield's documentary. Those are the people you need to hear this story from. It's amazing. Pam, who is the woman he meets on the street that basically becomes his sidekick in the movie, she's
the best.
She is the greatest person, and it's just such a way better way to tell the story of this, with the people that lived in that community, that knew him, his neighbors, and also when they finally did, like, you see a map, his house is in the center. It's like a clock where all the confirmed victims of him, it's like a clock. It's just all around.
Well, he had easy pickings. He didn't need to go into other parts of the fucking city. Like, he could just drive a block away and fucking get a victim and take 30 fucking years to be caught.
Yeah. And exploit this situation that was already so tragic, and so unfair.
That's one of the first ones Vince and I watched together, and Vince is not into true crime. Like, he gets really freaked out by it, but he talks about it to this day because it's just such a good documentary, and it's so good.
If you're always on the lookout for a great audiobook or just want help figuring out what to listen to next, there's a podcast you should know about.
It's called Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audio Book Club, hosted by Cal Penn.
Each episode takes a closer look at some of the most talked about new audiobooks on Audible, spanning a wide range of genres from sci-fi and literary fiction to rom-coms, thrillers, and comedy.
Cal is joined by guests who dig into what these stories are about, what makes them stand out as audiobooks, and why they're connecting with listeners right now.
If you're looking for your next listen, this is a great place to start.
Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audiobook Club on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye. The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's U.S.-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like, at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. Chief Caribbean's Jet Set July sale is here.
Right now, save $200 on vacation packages of 4 nights or more with promo code 200BEACH.
Whether you're dreaming of Cancun, Jamaica, or the Dominican Republic, your next vacay just got more affordable.
Don't let summer pass you by without the beach.
Use promo code 200BEACH and get more sand for your dollar.
Head to cheapcaribbean.com today to book your beach vacay.
Goodbye.
So we just discussed the idea that maybe every week one of us tells a story.
And since we're already at the 2-hour mark on this episode.
And like, but it'd be nice, right? If like next week I tell the story and you can just sit back and listen and react and not, so let's.
And also I think just because there, are, whatever, we're going to do it. We're going to see how we feel about it.
Yeah, we can try it. Let's try next week. So next week I'll go. And then, I like that.
I do too. Okay. I think that's nice.
Cool. Real quick, before we do the fucking hoorays, we want to take a minute.
It's really sad. You guys have told us there's very young murderinos died this week. And so we just want to take a second to talk about them.
And so Summer Taylor and Diaz Love from Seattle were at a Black Lives Matter protest on the freeway in Seattle and got struck by a car. Sweet Summer Taylor, and both of them are they, them, by the way. Summer Taylor passed, sadly, and Diaz Love is still fighting for their life. And but I believe they're awake and getting through it. So sending them our love.
Yeah, Stephen, will you mind finding there's got to be a GoFundMe
Yeah, I'll find those
for them.
There is,
yeah, let's put that on the website so that people can support and help out, because that's, God, that's such an awful thing to happen.
Tragic.
And then on top of everything else, then you have to worry about medical bills.
Right.
Like, it's just so much for people to deal with.
And
so horrible.
they're both big advocates for human rights. And I know Diaz is fighting, so send them your thoughts and love. And then just completely this freak accident, this sweet baby angel, Allie Davis, 21 years old, a musical theater major at the Kentucky School of the Arts. And she's from Banner, Kentucky, just a complete freak car accident and died. And it breaks my heart. It's so, I looked at her Instagram and she's just this bright, shiny person who looks like the minute you'd meet her, she would wrap her arms around you and be friends with you. And all three of them just look like good, kind people. And I'm more, when someone in our community dies, it's just, we can't help but think of that they're our friends, like the shit that we share, the shit that you guys share with each other, the openness, the friendship that we all have. It's our friends. And so we're mourning
it really
that.
means something. You meet people and you understand that you all have that same interest or whatever, any interest, but it's like, it is that you guys have built this into a real community. Mm-hmm. It's a real connected community. It's really beautiful. And hearing about stuff like this really does, it's heartbreaking. And it's also a really good opportunity to try to feel gratitude. You're still here. Mm-hmm. And what do you think that person would want you to do?
Right.
In the fact that you're still here and you're still living, what can you do? Either to honor their memory, if you didn't know them at all, then to, live maybe a little bit better or a little more consciously. Because like the idea that people get hit by a car because they were out protesting, against the brutality and violence against Black people is really meaningful and really, it's really quite something.
Yeah.
And,
definitely. Yeah. So Summer Taylor, Diaz Love, Allie Davis, they're all in our hearts. Yeah. And, we're thinking about their friends and family and what a huge tragic loss.
I have actually a really good one, to kick off our fucking hoorays.
Yeah.
Because it also is about some murderinos.
Okay.
With some very good news. So this was sent by Eric Clemenson. It was to me and to My Favorite Murder. It said on Twitter, this couple bonded over MFM and as a protest got married in front of the burnt 3rd precinct in Minneapolis.
Oh my God, I saw a picture of that. What is it?
Yes. Okay. So Alexis Hamblin and Selena Burnt got married, and after being together for 4 months, and so there's a long article on City Pages. You can look it up, citypages.com, that's about this, but it's the cutest picture. And it says here, Hamblin and Burnt met on Tinder, bonded over a shared love of My Favorite Murder, and dated for about a year before they got engaged this Valentine's Day. It's so sweet.
Aww.
And look at how cute. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, right there. Oh, sweethearts with the flower crown.
They hung a flower heart. It's the burnout police station.
How many years is 4 months in quarantine?
Oh, dude,
Together.
they've been going out for 7 years. Congratulations, you guys. We're honored to be a part of your City Pages wedding announcement.
That's right. Invite it. Please invite us to the wedding party when it happens. And
In Cabo.
We'll slip out early.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is from someone named Livster, Liivsterr. And it says, I have a fucking hooray. And then all caps, my dad is the fucking judge on the GSK case.
Oh, no.
Her dad is the Golden State Killer judge.
Oh, shit. She better shut up. This is all privileged information, girl. Do not ruin it.
Growing up, my dad was a defense attorney in Sacramento. It says, sorry, Karen.
It's okay.
And I watched...
It's too late.
and I watched as he showed me what justice really was. Everybody deserves to have someone on their side, and he has so many stories now, he could probably fill a book. I definitely think this is where I get my dark and twisty passion for true crime. Definitely. But a few years ago, he became a judge and began trying more and more criminal cases until today, he took on one of the most prolific serial killers still alive today. Not only is he an A-plus dad to 3 amazing daughters, I'm just adding this, Mackenzie, Brooklyn, and Madison and Bailey. But he is a kick-ass judge, and watching him lead the courtroom through this motherfucker's plea hearing was inspiring to say the least. Love you, ladies, and keep doing your thing. P.S. I am a nurse in pediatric ICU, so I can confirm that, yes, you need to wear a fucking mask. And yes, you still need to distance. Okay, love you, bye. Holy shit.
What's their name?
Livster, Liivsterr. That's on Instagram.
Congratulations, Livster. That's very cool.
I feel
That's amazing.
you're a celebrity.
You brought that up earlier. We were like, we didn't even take the time. We bullshitted about MAC makeup. We didn't take the time to talk about the plea deal, the Golden State Killer. And I remember, I was talking to somebody about this because I was reading about it. Oh, no, sorry. Stephen, it was you probably telling me during Do You Need a Ride or whatever. But Paul Holes sitting in the courtroom watching this guy plead guilty finally
Amazing.
in 2020 to these crimes that he committed in the 70s and terrorized this all of California up until very recently. The idea that story is winding down and he is going to be in prison for a long time for raping and murdering people for 40 years is
incredible.
It's unbelievable. It's like surreal.
We have to talk about I'll Be Gone in the Dark, the TV show. We need to talk about Perry Mason. We need to talk about Unsolved Mysteries, which we didn't fucking talk
Mysteries.
about. Next week, when it's my turn to tell my story, because that's the format we have and probably always should have had.
Also, we
just thought of
Dirty John is like it's winding up, and it's gotten so good. I am so into this season of Dirty John.
Okay, I'm gonna have time to watch it before then. We'll talk about books we're listening to, podcasts. I'm listening to some new podcasts I'm loving.
Guys, we didn't even get into
oh my god
anything.
We were busy talking about fucking tide pools, Mimi.
It's a real problem. All right. Thanks for listening to us still after all this time and being here and being there for each other, support each other, reach out to each other.
We love you guys. We're so fucking lucky and appreciative of you all.
Yes. Thank you. And stay sexy.
And don't get murdered. Goodbye. Mimi, you want a cookie?
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.